Hey guys, after 17.1, I know some of us have a lot of low back tension built up. Usually why that is, after doing snatches, burpees, we're using a lot of core musculature, glutes, deep hip flexor muscles, and a lot of those areas can radiate pain into the low back. So we're going to talk about ways to really free up your posterior chain, low back muscles, glute, and hamstring. So some of the things that we could do, quick movement to free up tension with a foam roller. I just want you to go nice and easy over the glute musculature, mainly that lateral hip to roll out any tension here. 30 seconds each side, that's all we need. And then move on to the hamstring, same thing. We can roll out 30 seconds to each leg here. Nice and easy, we're not digging in too hard. It's just to free up any perceived tension. From there, I'll move to my mid-back. That's another one that can really restrict some of our snatch movements. So to free up tension here, I can find some stiff areas along my thoracic spine, along that mid-back, and I'll take a deep breath in, exhale, let myself just extend over the foam roller as I keep a nice neutral low back position and keep that rib cage tucked towards my pelvis. That'll really help us improve some mid-back mobility without getting a bunch of lumbar movement. So again, deep breath in, exhale, deep breath, exhale. And for that one, we could go 3 to 5 breaths over each segment. And we're gonna work up and down the areas that are stiff. Going on to how to free up dynamically after doing some of our resets. A good hip flexor stretch to free up tension from the side view. Make sure when we get here, we're squeezing our glute to keep our low back in a neutral position. From there, I'm just slightly moving forward until I feel that stretch high up on the hip flexor. A lot of us tend to get here and really overarch our back, and we're really not getting a great stretch there. So go through dynamically 2 to 3 sets for 10 reps each leg. From there, I can move in, and I really want to open up my hips, especially hip rotators. Again, that's going to refer a lot of this low back tension or pain that we feel after this WOD. So what we're going to do, getting front hip into external rotation, back hips into internal rotation. I'm really going to focus on driving my knee into the mat, both front and back knee here. And then I can maintain a good neutral core position, drawing that rib cage towards my pelvis. I can take 5 diaphragmatic breaths into that position. And then we're just going to work that into the next side. To make this a little more dynamic, I can then just work slowly to that opposite side, really controlling my back position as I get there, and then start working that more into a dynamic exercise. So I would do a couple rounds of 5 breaths in that static position, really driving the knees hard, and then I'll gear it into that dynamic movement, 10 reps to each side. From there, after freeing up some tension in glute and deep hip flexor, now I want to lock some stability back in for that deep hip flexor. I'll go to the rack to do that. Raising one leg, we're going to grab kettlebell to engage core a little bit more here. Bring that opposite leg up, keeping a nice neutral low back position. Keep a nice braced position as I slowly lower that opposite leg. We're going to do that 5 rounds, nice and slow tempo. 2 sets to each side. And what that effectively does, it engages that deep hip flexor to stabilize and inherently frees up a lot of that glute and hamstring tension that we get. To lock this in, after the rack drill, I want you to go to standing position. We're going to do a toe touch pattern, but I want you to focus on tempo. We're going to do this very slowly to free up this low back tension. So at the top, focus on taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to focus on engaging that anterior core to pull us into that toe touch position here. So it's going to look something like this. Deep breath in initially. Exhale. slow controlled tempo, about a 5-second lowering. And again, I'm engaging my deep hip flexor as a way to free up all this posterior chain tension into the low back glute and hamstring. To cap it all off, go ahead and do 3 sets of 10 eccentric isometric air squats. So eccentric meaning slow negative, so you're going to do a 5-second slow lowering and then focus on a 2 to 3 set. So go ahead and try these drills after we're done now with 17.1. Try and free up some of that low back tension that we're feeling. This should only take you about 10 to 15 minutes for a series to go through. Look forward to next week. We'll see what the WOD is and we'll give you a way to prep for that WOD, and we'll talk about recovery the following week.